I wanted to escape from the factory. When I got my payout, of course, I was so happy I just couldn't put it into words. Sitting at home, spending some time analyzing, you can make good money.
Tell me, why is your case with Upscale unique in the first place?
Once we've settled in well with the body, more or less beyond this zone, that's when you can enter the trade. Greed is a trader's worst enemy. If you don't change your approach or your strategy after your third or fourth account, you won't make it.
Prop trading can be intoxicating. You shouldn't just go along with it. Today, we're interviewing someone who almost ran away, not from the interview, but from the factory. Meet Alexander, who withdrew over $4,000 from the prop trading platform Upscale, which helps you maximize your trading potential. As always, I'm Igor Fox. Let's get started. Alexander, hey there.
Hey Igor, hi. Hi everyone.
What a radiant start we have here, and I'm just gonna jump right in. Tell me, why is it that? Is your case with Upscale unique?
Because I managed to go from an accelerated account all the way to a payout and got a refund. And also...
You got a refund too?
Yeah, I got in on a promotion.
By the way, we run promotions in our Telegram channel. Links are all in the description. Now tell us, what were your results? What kind of refund did you get? And who are we talking to anyway? What was your deposit?
Back then, I bought myself an account for $100,000. It was an account, and it took literally a month to get the payout. The payout was $3,900 with an 80-20 split, plus the $700 referral bonus. So in total, it came out to $4,500 or $4,600. And
what's going on with that account? Yeah.
That account doesn't exist anymore.
Well, okay, we'll come back to that point later. But that's an impressive result. I like it. What kind of experience did you have when you managed to get that result? So, when did you start trading futures?
I actually started trading futures in 2025, at the beginning of the year. As for crypto in general, I got into it in 2022. A friend of mine brought me in. At first, I was just dealing with spot trading, buying some things, holding on to them, setting some aside. Even when there was that semi-bull run, what was it, when Trump was elected, when everything was taking off, it was still just spot trading. Relatively speaking, then I kind of gave up on spot trading because it just takes too long. If you miss the chance to sell, you have to wait for it to recover again just to break even. So I switched to futures.
And why did you decide to get into this in the first place?
I want to escape from the factory.
It's like a real-life Shawshank Redemption.
Absolutely.
How's your progress? How would you rate your progress at this point?
Good. I think it's good. Of course, you could say, it could have been better if only mushrooms grew on the horse's tail, as the saying goes. But still, it's a very solid result. I think a lot of people can only dream of something like this. There always has to be some kind of... Of course, you always want more, but there always has to be some reasonable limit, you know? Once you've reached a certain point, basically, you can stop enough before you end up with nothing at all.
Listen, I know that before this, you didn't have any experience with prop trading. So you weren't familiar with the idea that someone could give you capital to manage, and then you'd get $4,500 straight to your wallet. What did you feel at that moment? How did you feel about prop trading? And what was going through your mind when that payout hit your account?
At first, I was skeptical because there just wasn't any proof that people actually got paid. To me, it all seemed like play money at first, like you were just trading with some kind of tokens, and in the end, you had no idea what you were actually going to get. And
why do you think I record all these interviews? We already have more than 20 of them on YouTube, and...
Well, back then, I hadn't seen your interview yet. Yeah, and then when I got there myself, when I actually got paid, of course, there was just no way to describe how happy I was. It was impossible to put into words because... Basically, just sitting at home, spending some time analyzing things, you can actually make good money. And
so look, you mentioned that in 2025, when you started trading futures, you were basically just guessing. You did everything that way. I'm sure that after a year and a half, you've developed some kind of strategy. You'll show it to us, explain it, and share your insights with us, right? We have Ethereum in front of us. Tell us in general what type of trading you do. So what would you do if you needed to do an analysis right now? Yes.
To be honest, I don't have much knowledge yet because I've been doing this for quite a long time. It was just somehow at random or simply based on someone's signals, someone was trying to trade. Only after suffering major losses did I fully realize that you can only make money by using your own head. After that, I started to get into it a bit more seriously. I'm trying to figure out how to work with Fibonacci using the 141 to 161 grid, and I'm also learning from AS, volume analysis, to understand which liquidity levels are present at what levels and where there might be a reaction from buyers or sellers. This is more like an intro, and it's a topic that volume analysis.
Imagine this. Right now, we're in first grade at school in an art class. How are you going to do your analysis?
You can start with a daily chart. Here, you can clearly see a descending channel, so there aren't really any strong factors for a major long position right now. We can remove this trend line and switch to a lower time frame, like the hourly, for example. If we break it down here, you just need to highlight a certain zone that we've hit multiple times, give or take. We hit it once here, bounced off, hit it a second time, bounced off again. Here we broke through it and consolidated, went down and got a reaction here. Most likely that was at 141. I haven't even drawn the Fibonacci yet. Then, for us to keep growing, we need to break through this zone and consolidate above it. Then we could see longs continue up to the next zone at 960. And then watch for the reaction there.
A clear breakout of this specific local zone, right where your mouse is pointing now, will be your definitive signal to go long on this trade.
Yeah, there'll be some kind of scalp intraday move if this zone breaks. So,
where would you set your stop loss? That really comes down to your risk reward for the trade.
Stop loss can also be done here. If I enter conditionally, here at position 1896, you can try to hold on until the next one. The risk of relapses should be relatively adequate. I always try to get at least 1.5 to 1 or ideally 2 to 1. The fact that it's already more than 2 to 1 is already great. What will happen? In this case, we get almost 2 to 1. So we're hiding behind this candle. Someone might say it could get knocked out right away. Maybe I'm just a beginner analyst. But if this zone gets broken, you can hide under this candle, and in the end, we'll get a 2 to 1 risk ratio. The reward comes when this zone is reached.
Whether someone is a beginner or not, in any case, we're all learning. And even if it's your first day in trading, don't be afraid to make mistakes. It's all experience. With time, you'll build it up. Do you have a set of rules that you never break when trading?
Don't rush. That's a rule I follow in life too. Moving too fast can really end up hurting you.
What does that mean specifically when it comes to trading? Do you mean how fast you type on the keyboard, or is it something else?
Wait it out. Specifically, wait for confirmation before entering a trade. So don't just try to, we've touched certain zones, so you can jump into a trade right away. No, after hitting that zone, we might get an immediate reaction. You need to wait for a kind of confirmation above that zone, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, so that we've really settled above that zone with the body of the candle, more or less, and only then can you enter the trade.
All right, so what are we seeing on the screen right now?
As we can see, in March, I bought an account on March 26, a $100,000 accelerated one, and literally in less than 2 months, I got a payout. I also had a $2,000 account, but let's not talk about that. That account was closed, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, because all experience counts, literally just the day before yesterday. 100 grand, and for the loot, because loot is a trader's worst enemy.
All right, let's switch over to your closed account and see what was going on there. Let's take a look at the certificate. Go ahead and open up my certificates.
Okay, here's my certificate. This was a funded account. I got funded on April 17th. And that's the certificate, right there. April 17th and May 17th. There was a month between the payout and getting funded. It could have happened faster, but like I said, rushing kills.
So you decided not to rush.
I decided not to rush.
Alexander showed us a payout of $3,900. But besides that, he also got cash back to his account with that payout, in the form of the money spent on it, specifically $760. And this became possible because he was subscribed to the Upscale Telegram channel. The link is in the description. Go check it out. There are all kinds of promotions going on. It's all interesting and cool. And of course, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Hit the like button, leave your comments. We always appreciate it. So, Alexander, what's the loot box? You said you weren't going to rush, but with the loot box, you decided to play around with it.
Yeah, sometimes it happens that you contradict yourself. You have this mindset in your head, don't be greedy, just take it, but then you get hit with that fear of missing out, that FOMO, and you just think, I'll deal with it later. So if you look at the history, I was up by 4,600 at the peak. I could have just calmly closed my positions and waited 2 or 3 days until the payout. I already had enough profitable days. I could have just as easily withdrawn 4,600 minus 20%, but it ended up being 3,500. But you need to take certain lessons from this so that it doesn't happen again in the future. By the way,
Wait, about those lessons. What did this situation teach you? And what could you share with our viewers based on what you've learned?
if they're given, take it. Right now, the market is such that if you have the chance, if they're offering even a small profit of a couple percent or something like that, you should take it right away. And then don't beat yourself up if it goes up another couple of percent after that. That's it. You've made 1% on your deposit today. That's it. I think that's more than enough. And there's a reason for the saying, slow and steady wins the race. It also applies really well to prop trading because if you consistently make 1% or even 0.5% on your deposit every day for a month, you can withdraw some really good amounts. So if you make 30% on a $100,000 account, that's $25,000 to $30,000. Totally possible. Even if you make just 0.5%, that's still $15,000, which is absolutely doable with a $100,000 account.
There's another phrase I want to add here. You can't earn all the money in the world. And besides that, yeah, you put it perfectly. If you've already caught a move, made a profit on your deposit, and then you see the price keeps going, of course FOMO kicks in. You start thinking, why did I close? I could have moved my take profit. You could have made even more. Now you can't go to that luxury restaurant because you didn't close that position. So, dear viewers, there are tons of different situations in the market. If not today, then tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then the day after. And if not the day after tomorrow, Alexander, then when? Next.
Week. That's
Right. Yeah, I don't know. On the first Monday of the month. So never worry about it. There's no need to rush, no need to be greedy. Because if you get greedy,
otherwise you'll end up getting liquidated.
we touched on the idea that you shouldn't be greedy or rush things or anything like that. But when it comes to prop trading, your perception of how much you can earn versus how much you can lose really gets distorted. So, can you tell us what key differences you've noticed for yourself? The ones worth sharing with those who haven't tried starting yet.
For those who are just starting out, I'd probably recommend a website to help calculate risk, rewards, and risk management. Figure out what you're willing to lose, even in prop trading. Even though it's not your own money, losing 2 to 3% is already quite a lot. Although sometimes I break the rules myself, and honestly, everyone breaks the risk-reward rules from time to time. But proper risk management will still get you to your goal, step by step, little by little.
What way is prop trading different from trading with your own capital?
With prop trading, even if you blow your account, you aren't losing the full 100,000. It's fundamental, but the feeling clouds your mind since you only risk 1,000 instead of 100,000. That's why you keep playing around and getting carried away. Well, I don't know. If you blow up 10 accounts at 100,000 each, then, it starts to add up little by little. All of this I don't have anything like that planned. Those can fit.
You're telling me some scary stuff here. My eyes are popping out of my head.
Well, there are people like that too, who it's like loot, FOMO or something. The urge to win it back. To get even. I think addiction to trading is a bad thing.
So, prop trading can be intoxicating, and you shouldn't let it control you.
That's not quite right. You just need to understand that even if you have 100,000 there, it doesn't mean anything on the exchange that you have 100,000. You could just lose 40,000 in one day and then make 80 the next day. Well, I don't know. Maybe that can't even happen on the platform because there's just a basic daily drawdown limit. They won't let you do that.
And that's exactly what makes this situation dangerous. Because in prop trading, your sense of risk gets dulled, and you still need to treat it like you're losing your own money, right?
Yeah. And if you're especially a fan of the account, then you need to treat it like it's your own hard-earned cash super carefully, really, really carefully.
As we know, your account has been closed. Are you planning to continue on your path? What would you do differently compared to your first accounts?
I'm definitely going to continue, but only after taking a break, because that's actually something you guys mention in your training or advice. I read somewhere that for 48 hours, just don't touch anything. Step away from the charts, forget about it, put your phone away, go for a walk, touch some grass. After taking a break, and then without rushing, just follow in risk management slowly. Even if it takes me 2 months to reach the TNT fund, or 2.5, I'll get there gradually without stressing out. Just set your stop loss, walk away. That's it. Don't keep monitoring it all the time. And it's better for me to take it slow like this than to rush off somewhere without knowing where I'm going. Like you already said, you can't earn all the money in the world, and you can't take it with you to the grave either.
Your payout was over $4,000. That's a significant amount for many regions, even if we're talking about somewhere like the United States. What did you decide to spend that money on?
I set some aside, but most of it went toward a vacation. I want to fly to Lake Baikal.
Part of the plan to escape from the factory.
Yeah,
So you'll just settle down right there on Baikal, build yourself a shack, and keep on trading.
if there was good internet there, I'd settle far away from civilization where no one could find me, just quietly and peacefully trading where nothing could bother you.
Let's wish Alexander finds a place like that. And on that positive note, I suggest you say anything you want. Here's your closing statement if you want it. It doesn't have to be about trading, just whatever you'd like to say.
I'd probably like to wish young people to never use someone else's money for trading. Never.
Credit, borrowed money.
Yeah, exactly. And don't rush, because if not today, then tomorrow. If not tomorrow, then the day after. There are always opportunities. The market always gives you something, even despite Trump. There's always movement.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and check out all the links in the description. I'm sure you'll find something interesting there. This was Igor Fox with you. See you at the top.